Hello and welcome back to Crew 42's coverage of the River City Open of 2023, presented by Great Lakes Disc. We are at Byron Center, Michigan for Brewer Park. This is our lead card in round two, back nine. We're going to get into it. My name's Zachary, RJ Centala sitting right next to me enjoying the coverage. How you doing, RJ?
I'm doing good. Thanks for asking.
Yeah, we are here looking at the scores right now. Luke, a little off his pace from yesterday. Marwede is
on the pace.
Just
the pace.
Shredding. Nate had a unfortunate error there on hole 4, but has really played a clean round.
Yep.
Other than that, Calvin with a couple putting mistakes there on this front 9 is going to leave him off the pace that he was the day before, and they're going to head into the back 9 looking to make some moves. What do we got here with hole 10, RJ?
Uphill 340, kind of a low ceiling to start you, and then it's wide open. So you want to throw probably your more stable distance driver because it's probably going to be a headwind on this hole. Kind of have it on, hang it on that right side, let it spike right in front of the basket. I mean, should be one of the easier holes if you have that 360-foot distance driver shot, which I hope you do playing in this River City Open.
Oh, yeah,
Pro,
if you're trying to play open,
pro
yeah.
Field. But pretty much exactly what you're seeing here with Nate. That might be a little wide. No, that's perfect. Sit. Yeah.
Almost
you
two
got
left.
that little bit of a dirt patch there to give him a little bit of a skip, but yeah, I mean, that's pretty much what you want to do there.
Yeah, still the second easiest hole.
Yeah, that is
of the
surprising.
round.
I mean,
yeah.
It's a little surprising because you do have to throw it pretty hard with it, like an overstable distance driver. But yeah, you just throwing a hyzer like that.
And it's probably worth noting as well, just there has been some wind. I have not seen yet this round traditional classic Brewer wind. Where
No.
it's just gusting and 25 mile per hour gust at any time, any way.
The day when you come out and you're like, I'm just going to go home.
Yep, it's just like, that's a real
That
rough.
was not a good shot.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, but we haven't seen that. So, like, this hole plays extremely easy due to that lack of wind. If there's a lot of wind, this hole gets much more difficult very quickly.
Yeah.
This whole back 9 does.
Yeah, that might be a little left and short. No, that's fine.
Yep, it's pretty.
Oh, that actually got
circle's
a good,
edge.
that got a good little, what is Philo call it, a knurl? Is that what he says?
I don't know. I've never even heard him say that.
On Disc Golf Network?
Yeah.
Some weird stuff like that.
That's fine. He's allowed to. He's a major champion.
He's old.
For disc golf people, yes. Oh, woo.
That definitely had that. You can see that wind kind of
Bob it.
played with that a little bit.
And he can see he's upset. He's going to lose another stroke. He's been trying to stay within striking distance with Marwede this whole time, which has been incredibly difficult. And he can't lose strokes here.
Calvin.
Good correction. Great correction.
Jinx, you owe me a soda.
Nope, you don't drink soda anymore, so no, I do not owe you a soda.
You owe me a carbonated water.
Heck yes. Nate, you're a little closer than Calvin was.
Oh, no.
A little too far left. It's going to get pushed out.
You definitely just missed that one.
Had a chance to get a stroke back from Luke.
This is definitely more than you want for par.
Marwede's got his umbrella out?
It's really sunny. I think it was really hot. No. See, I told you. That was too much. You don't want that much for par. That's the stress factor right there that we talk about. You just don't want to give yourself that.
That could be a 2-stroke swing.
At least. Oh, yeah.
No, not at least. At most.
At most. At most. Shoot. Yeah.
That's going to put Nate and Luke tied for second on the card right now.
Yeah.
We haven't seen really what the rest of the field's doing right now.
4 strokes. That was a very angry tap in, too. Not happy with himself.
That's so big in this course.
Yeah.
Oh, man. We're going to see how this works out. This hole can help, though. This is a 4 or 2, like you talked about last round. 336 feet, plays closer to 300. The left tree is a little closer as well than the right tree, so if you have a right-handed shot, hyzer, that will open into this gap a little bit. The drop zone putt has this kind of branch in the way as well, so you really just want to put something between the trees, give yourself a look. Birdie here feels really good. Played as the easiest hole, if I remember. Yep, in round 1. No, sorry,
hole?
that's not true. That's not true. I'm thinking of this as the wrong hole. No, it played as the 5th hardest hole last round, and it's currently playing as a little easier as the 7th hardest hole this time.
Yeah. Marwede just getting to the top end of that bush there, slowed him down. He's not in bogey. He's not going to bogey from there. That is not what you want from Calvin either. I think this now is probably going to be the headwind that's turning these kind of slower discs over. That's where you kind of want to throw maybe a little more higher speed, a little bit more stable. Because a lot of these guys are going to be, they can throw these putters like 300 and some feet, right? So, but just because you can doesn't mean you should.
This looks
That
really
looks
good.
really good.
That's spectacular from
Yeah.
Nate. Can't mess that one up.
In theory.
Yes.
In theory.
Setting
anyways.
up the worst.
The foreshadowing.
Oh, yeah, of all time. No. I swear I'm not foreshadowing. Ooh, wide, but it's on hyzer,
Yeah,
so it
that
should be good.
fine. As long as that doesn't hit the tree.
Oh, it
And
does.
did.
Base of that tree, that's didn't move left fast enough.
Yeah. I think that headwind just kind of hung on to it.
Calvin in a pretty much layup position from here.
Yeah. I mean, you can try to get a little funky. And he did. Woo!
Wow.
That was gross, actually.
Ha, I didn't foreshadow that one.
Yeah, I mean, I did not expect that. That was a really good putt.
Yeah, that was out of position. Put it on Anheuser and prayed, and it worked out. Let's take another look at that. Just floats it up. Just says, I'm kind of putting it by the basket. Gives enough height, enough speed, and it's going to trickle in dead center.
Yeah.
Look at the smile on his face. He's feeling good.
Yeah, that's the I just got away with that smile.
Yeah. It's like the unfortunate double on 9. He's going to say, hey, I got one back there at least.
Got 2 of them right back. He's right back to where he was.
Taking a look at Luke here from distance. He's on
Just
the
not
right
the
side.
height and not happy.
Yeah, he can see he's not executing what he knows he can, and just knowing that Marwede's there to take advantage. From similar distance, ooh, that just died.
Yeah. Wind just shoved that right down. That nose, when he gets that nose angle down, it just right down to the base.
Not losing too many strokes here. Nate is the only one with a birdie here.
No, you mean
Oh, I'm sorry, Calvin. Calvin doesn't even register as a birdie. Just it's a throw in.
right.
Par here for Luke and Marwede. Gonna move us on to hole 12. That which was in fact the easiest hole yesterday.
It was.
Yes,
This
on
was
round,
the easiest
no,
hole?
No, this was the fifth
Oh,
hardest
the
hole.
next one.
Yeah, hole 12 was the easiest hole yesterday. Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, essentially that disc that you threw on 10, you're gonna throw it here. Pretty much the same shot, but just downhill instead of uphill. So, gonna hang it out of these birch trees on the right side. Let it hyzer in, spike just short of the circle, and it'll kind of funnel right down to the basket. It's pretty self-explanatory. The only thing you really have to worry about is your speed control and your angle control coming into the screen. Throw it over stable distance driver, throw it at those birch trees, and then let the disc do the work. That one might be a little too
High and short.
That's short for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, you gotta kind of get it. You in your head, you want to throw it with hyzer because it has hyzer, but if you just throw it flat with something stable, I promise the gravity is gonna bring it down on hyzer. Like that. That he threw a little bit more flat, and the disc is gonna do the work and get him, right into the circle.
Yep. It's going to work out for him beautifully.
Yep.
Playing as the 5th easiest hole, so it went down the list a little bit.
Yeah, I bet that's something to do with the wind today. I guarantee it's like a left to right, which maybe plays with you a little bit. But again, just throw something stable, just like that. A little bit flat.
Yeah, good correction from Marwede here.
Yeah,
That looks great. Yep, going to be a birdie for him.
that's exactly what you want to do. It's like I do kind of know what I'm talking about a little bit when it comes to Brewer. I've only played this course like 70,000 times.
Oh, wow. Is that all? That's not
Yeah,
mine.
just on UDisc, just look it up. Most played.
This looks good, too. Just
Got the
around
height.
Tree. Yep. Really clean.
Sit.
Stop it. All right. We're
There
good.
we go. So Calvin with really the only mistake, and he's still circle 2. But again, this does run away, and he's had a couple issues with that, giving it a little bit too much gas and then having a putt back at it. Well, I think that was just a confidence thing at that point where he's thinking about those previous putts. I don't know if he is, but that would be what would be happening to me.
Ooh, good putt
Nate
from Nate,
with a
though.
really good putt.
Yeah,
Nate is really picking it up after that kind of a slow start that he had.
Yep. Just from that one unfortunate error.
Yeah, I mean that crazy bounce he took out
On
of
hole
bounds.
4, yeah. Put him off the pace. If you gave him those 2 strokes back, right?
He's right
if you-
there.
Yeah, he's right there with Marwede, so he's still has a really clean and good round going on for him. Calvin with the only par on that. We're going to move ourselves on over to hole 13 now, playing a little harder than hole 12. 362 feet. There's 2 OB bushes. The first one on the left there, and then the second bush also on the left. First one really doesn't come into play unless you really have like a early release.
Shank.
Yep, the wind tends to blow right to left, so if you put it on hyzer and you get pushed pretty early, you can go into that. You can find yourself in that left bush by the basket pretty quickly. The big mistake here is to throw something on hyzer that flips, and then you wanting that kind of push from the wind, and it actually gets pushed down and short. So
Like that.
this is going to work out, though, for Nate. He's actually deep in the basket.
Circle 2.
But, yeah, you want to be close than that. You can see the wind's kind of picking up.
We're just throwing the same disc again. We're throwing overstable distance driver. That's what a lot of this course boils down to, is getting that one comfort overstable distance driver and just throwing it over and over again.
Oh, weird.
Yeah, that's the I swear to God, I get that skip all the time out here. If you come in with that spike angle and you expect it to skip, because you're throwing back uphill, it just sticks right there. So you really want to spike it right at the basket, which feels funky because you're expecting the skip. Like that, he threw it short of the basket, so it actually skipped forward.
Mm-hmm.
And then hit the rock. And, I mean, that's just... Can't get much easier than that.
Yep. Luke really needs to kind of birdie out here.
Really no run-up here from Calvin. That's crazy. If he has the power to get it there with, like, a 2-step run-up, I'm actually going to be really mad. All right, I'm really mad.
Not only did it do it, he threw it farther than Luke.
I am pumping a distance driver. Overstable. I'm D1. I am mushing on to get it to the distance there.
Don't go B.
No.
Okay, didn't go B.
Yeah, that's still not what you want to have coming back. That's the tricky thing with this one is it's that right to left. So if you go long like that, then you're having a headwind uphill putt. Really good putt from Andy there. That's a backbreaker for Luke and Nate because they're right there underneath the basket and they're like, okay, maybe I might be able to, or not Nate, I mean Calvin. Okay, maybe I might be able to get a stroke on Andy here, and then he just makes a long circle 1 putt.
With the wind just blowing.
Yeah.
Oh, here's another mistake coming up from Nate. This is going to be backpedaling in the wrong direction and put Luke in the...
And you're still out.
Yeah.
That's the worst.
Yeah.
Is when you do that and then you're still out. Good. I mean, yeah.
He's talking to himself. Yeah, can't let that happen.
I'm sure they're all positive things that he's saying to himself. Nothing negative. Like,
right.
You dummy, why'd you do that? That's what that's pretty common.
Couple good birdies, though, right on the rocks there. We'll be right back after a quick message.
Since 2015, Great Lakes Disc has been supporting players at all levels, from local leagues and events to professional disc golfers on the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Visit GreatLakesDisc.com to learn more.
All right, we're back. Hole 14, 461 feet. Kind of the third signature hole on this course. It definitely plays, I would say it's got to be the hardest hole in the course, or one of them.
Mm-hmm.
It is kind of a straight backhand that you want to kind of flip up and turn once you clear the middle gap, or you can throw like a big flex over the top. Or if you have a 400 and some foot forehand, you could just smack on it.
Mm-hmm.
Like we're going to try to see Andy do here.
I think that if the Pro Tour came into town, that this would probably play as the hardest hole. But if in this field and like as an A tier,
that's pretty
hole 18 should always play as harder. Just the amount of OB that's involved with that.
Yeah.
If this hole had more OB involved, it would play way harder, and it's already the third hardest hole.
This is probably my favorite change that we had is this hole, because we didn't really have like a super tough par 3 that was long as well before.
But still fair as a par 3.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely is a par 3. I mean, because you're seeing Luke has got a circle 1 putt, because that was an incredible shot.
Marwede messed up into his circle 2.
Yeah, I mean, he's still. I mean, yeah, you can see the wind is definitely ripping. It almost always is like some sort of headwind kind. It's either like a cross headwind or just a pure headwind.
My, he hit the pole.
Wow.
He just needed 2 feet higher. He'd have given us the sickest ace ever.
Yeah, that'd be gross. I think I heard that Ben Mass has aced this one before with a over the top Calvin destroyer.
Yeah.
And I've seen it. He's like been really good. I think he hit the top of the basket one of the years that we were playing like South Kent County.
Mm-hmm.
And that's even like really good grouping of shots. You don't really usually somebody's hitting the middle gap there, like one of those trees where they're going left, or there's just so many things that can go wrong in this hole. And if the worst shot is just a circle 2 bang from Andrew Marwede, then your card did something right. That's why these guys are on the lead card.
Nate here, very they made minis.
Yeah, the same putt.
Okay, he made it too.
Drills it. I mean, doesn't even.
Didn't even look better than Marwede's.
Yeah, that was a no doubter. That was right on the pole
so
the
good.
whole way.
Luke here, good for his 3rd in a row.
Yep.
Oh, a little low.
It's in the basket.
Yep. That's the only thing they care about.
Yep.
It's actually the only statement that's ever told to me while I'm filming that upsets me when people say there's no pictures with the scorecard. And I'm like, there is. There's literally video.
Literally a video caught you in 4K. Probably 1080.
Yeah, it's 1080, but it's just like it's worse than a photo. It's like a lot of photos put together.
Yep.
Hole 15 now, 325 feet. Par 3, it plays as really as a forehand shot. Plays probably a little more than 320 just because it's uphill, probably closer to 340, maybe 350. If you have that kind of hyzer 350 shot that you can leave high, that's the play here. You can go backhand turnover. It does leave that bush right before the basket in play, or anything in the line if you turn it over early.
I'm very familiar with that.
Yep,
yeah.
and so if you have the forehand, that's the way to birdie this.
Yep.
Was the 3rd easiest yesterday is much more difficult today, playing as the 8th easiest.
Yeah, I think this is like a tailwind today. So if you're throwing like a backhand turnover, it's so hard to get it turned over all the way because it's almost always playing like that tailwind. So you really got to commit to it, and then it just shoots it straight down. This forehand makes it so much easier. It makes me so mad when I watch people be able to do this because I can't do that. It just really makes me mad.
All right, we got Calvin here with his forehand. He's kind of shortened up his run up.
Yeah.
Last couple holes.
That's
oh
really
wow.
Good. CTP
was gonna hit that short bush and was like, nah, never mind. I'm gonna roll around it instead.
Even if he was in that's like 15 feet. You would have stretched out and been fine. 4 forehands.
Oh, missed.
So we got Nate and Luke. That'll be almost in the same spot. Andy and Calvin, pretty snug. Pretty easy birdies, it looked like.
And these are muskets. You can't lose any more strokes to Marwede.
Nate and Luke need to really get these. Ooh, good catch, basket. God, that catch cam looks like it's really close. Is it really?
Yeah, he's right there. You can see him. He does a really good job of hiding.
Yeah, I would just be nervous about hitting him if I.
He zoomed.
Quick.
Like that's.
Oh, okay.
Oh, no.
Yeah, that's like the. Oh yeah, that looks good, and then doink.
Yep. It's like, how did I go short? I don't understand. That's gonna give him another stroke. That means he's 5 strokes.
Now Nate is. Nate's pushing him.
Yep. They're battling for second. Marwede's just sitting with 5 strokes in the lead right now. Just unable to kind of keep that momentum he had from yesterday. Couple extra mistakes.
Luke loses one to the whole card, which is
brutal.
Yeah, it's tough. Now we got hole 16. Not a lot of creativity with this one because you just got to hit this gap right off the tree. This tree doesn't really come into play unless you really shank it, but it does make you think. And if you do hit it, it makes it really tough. But you get out this gap. If you throw a backhand, you want to just be on the right side, let it hyzer back into the basket. Forehand along the left side, kind of hyzer flip forehand. That's what we're going to try to see from Andy here. As long as you make the gap, you're kind of happy because you're more than likely going to be within circle 2. That is not flipped over enough.
Yeah, this is not.
Uh-oh. Is this?
No, not even close.
Okay. All right.
Like I said, you have to try, and even if you try, you probably can't.
Yeah.
But this hole reminds me a lot of River's Edge for CCR, hole 1. And the reason I say that is because if you put this exact same hole, but made it hole 1 of your event, this hole would be 10 times harder.
Yeah.
But because it's at the end of your stretch,
Yep.
and you're warmed up and if you're feeling good, it's super easy. Just make the gap.
Yeah.
So
as long as you're on the left side of the tee pad, that's really not in the way too much.
Right.
Yeah, you can see like from Nate's.
It just doesn't bother Nate at all. Like,
Yeah.
Nate's warmed
You're like
up.
definitely thinking about it. Like,
Yeah.
oh, if I was really dumb, I would hit this tree.
Yeah.
I've definitely never done that before, by the way. For sure. Never hit that tree. And just kicked directly back into my face.
Oh, man, that'd be the worst.
Yeah. Definitely never happened.
Don't do it, Luke. Okay, thank you.
Yeah.
Another really overstable disc on Anheuser, but well dialed in. Looks like him and Nate are going to
He
be
just
just
loves those flex shots, both backhand and forehand. I notice a lot of like the younger disc golfers. You see like Gannon Burr, Luke on that kind of that level too, where they're throwing a lot of flex shots, which I think is just like a comfort thing because you're able to control that angle a lot more with like an overstable disc. Whereas like you see a lot of that was a really good run. You see a lot of like the even 25 to 30 some year old people, they're throwing more Heiser flip. I don't know if you've noticed that too.
I do notice a little bit. We kind of make the joke about that Anheuser shot being like the Am Firebird, right? Where they throw that. But like we see more elite players that are young doing it because it's so consistent.
Yeah.
The disc.
Oh,
Oh, no.
no.
But it's so consistent. You know the disc will fight out of it. The only question is, did you put too much angle on or not?
Did you get the angle right?
So, like, as long as they learn to control their angle, which I think a lot of younger players are learning to do earlier on, they really just like the consistency of having a disc that's really overstable, that glides, because they just have to rip it.
Yeah.
And, like, a lot less thought process involved, a lot less risk involved. You just run into a trouble when you get into a wooded hole or a hole with a tight fairway. So, like, if, like, the right side of hole 17 here is 605, if this was all OB along the trees, that, like, kind of play would become a little more difficult.
Yeah.
And so the flip up would be better. But here, they don't need to worry about that at all. We saw Luke do it last time. Forehand. Luke's got crazy power in his forehand. Marwede has crazy forehand power. So, like, they should be able to make this pretty simple. Even Nate should be able to make this hole pretty simple.
He's had some really good forehands
Yep.
that I've seen.
We'll see. We'll see how Calvin kind of breaks his hole down. You can go backhand. We saw Chandler do that in round one. But yeah, this should be a forehand for Nate. Any driver, try to get 300 feet, then throw 300 feet again. That's worst case.
They're looking like 320 to 350 probably more along that lines.
But if you just get 300, that's great.
Really good. That's like perfect because it's gonna get that nice
Oh.
skip. Yeah.
If he hit the road, he would have got another 20 feet.
Yeah. That's really what you want to do. You want to throw it along the road with that Heiser angle like that because you're never in danger of it not coming back.
You think Luke's gonna go for the same power play?
I think so. He's just gonna mush.
Boom.
A little bit less turnover maybe than yesterday, but yeah,
That's so far
he
up
was
there.
probably like worried for 2 seconds, like, oh shoot, is that gonna come back? But there's no doubt that's gonna come back when you have that much angle on it. I think most of the time it's like a right to left tailwind, which is really good for like a distance. Like if you're trying to go like more of a flip up, these guys are trying to throw more Heiser, obviously.
Yeah.
Andy's not really interested in the distance as much.
He
as
just
is.
needs 300.
Yeah, get it to this familiar landing spot, so he has a very similar ish
Hurricane, Hellfire, tap in.
Yep.
That's his game plan.
Calvin going a forehand as well.
This looks really good too.
Just some smacks. from
Haven't
the
seen a
guys.
lot of forehands from him, but that looked
That's even
really
better than
good.
Nate's.
Yeah. Plays much more difficult. It is the fourth hardest hole, and it has the most birdies per difficult ratio. So there are a ton of birdies on this hole.
Yeah, I think
46 of them.
I think this day I took like a 7 on this one.
Oh no, I'm not going to tell them what you got, but yeah, it doesn't look good. Ooh, good one from Marwede. Yeah, I think it has like the third most birdies on all the holes for the day, but has all the doubles and triples and the blow up numbers on it.
Yeah.
From
Very easy to do, trust me.
Yes. Nate here. This looks really good if it sits. Yeah, in circle. Really good shot from Nate.
Yeah. This becomes pretty routine for these guys.
Yeah, and even though like Calvin's under this tree, he's so close. It's probably like a zone. Oh, he's not. That looks a little faster speed.
Yeah, I think he tried to go a little lower.
Try to skip maybe, but too short.
That grass is so grabby right there. That's where it's really hard to miss left when you're this from here because the disc is going to fall back to the right. The road is going to bring it back as well.
A little tester there for Luke, but he's in circle.
Yeah. When you have that drive, you want to be like right on
parked,
the hole. Yeah. So this is going to be a tester for Calvin.
Get there.
Yeah, just a little left. I mean, if he's like literally 3 inches more to the right, that
catches
pole,
probably.
he's good.
Okay, Luke trying to. He's down 4 right now.
Needs it.
Yeah, he just can't lose any more strokes.
Yeah, you don't want to be having 5 strokes going into last round with Andy playing like he is.
Him and Nate both. You just can't afford it.
Yeah, I mean, we not that we counted them out because it's been kind of a Luke and Andy show for the first round.
27 holes, yeah.
But Nate's right there. I mean, he's within striking distance.
Needs this to go though.
I think they're just kind of waiting for an Andy Marwede mistake.
Good luck.
And mistake being a couple pars in a row because it doesn't look like he's really going to take that bogey that you're kind of hoping for that you can pick up 2 strokes on.
Mm-hmm.
You kind of have to nickel and dime your way back into this if you're Nate and Luke.
And they got to play the long game to do it.
Yeah.
Starting with this one right here, hardest hole in the course. What do we got?
Yeah, so there's a couple different plays. You can kind of smoke a backhand, kind of go right, stay right, stay right, stay right, and then there's that path that's in between those bushes there. Or you can just kind of saw off a backhand towards the short pad and have either a hyzer that you kind of have to go high with and a little more spiky, or you can go forehand, which is definitely brings more OB into play, but is definitely the easier way to park it.
Mm-hmm.
So you kind of have a couple different options here. It's long either way because of how this hole plays. You have to pretty much throw 400. It does play a little bit downhill, but yeah, this is that sawed off play, which it looks like a lot of the guys are liking now. Pretty much just giving yourself the short tee pad shot.
The only thing that I wish that they would remove is that bench.
Yeah, it's a little bit annoying for the guys playing. I'm sure the guys playing shorts love it.
He turned this over in time.
Yeah.
He needs to come back though.
And even that, I think that opens up actually a decent. If he has a run up like from there, I wouldn't be surprised if he has an open shot from there. That's kind of like the miss.
If you're going for past the bush,
if you're going for the right side.
Marwede's not interested in going past the bush. He's going to do the same thing.
He's definitely just trying to play. Oh yeah, that's too sawed off.
Yep.
It's really hard to be. It's almost impossible to miss the left and be out of bounds.
You definitely want to be past the short pad trees, and that's the mistake that you can't make.
This one's in kind of no man's land where it's going to be behind that bush where he might not have a shot.
Is it in bounds?
Yeah, it looks like it is. It's really hard to get to that second bush, too, so that's actually...
It's a big throw.
A mush to get to there.
It's crazy to think that, like, Luke's disc hit tree at that level, though.
Yeah.
Like, the amount of power that Luke generates. So he's going to go...
This is so sketchy.
Big spot. And if he misses OB here, he goes all the way back.
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Instant replay from yesterday, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Same putt, only he knows what the miss was and he can correct it.
So this is kind of a little bit awkward footing because he starts on the pad and then goes down to dirt instead of grass, too. So it's going to be a little slick. And he handles the footing pretty well. Kind of took a slower run up. And this looks really good. Oh, just a little short. Yeah. But, I mean, that's still probably maybe just inside the circle, if not just outside of it.
Oh, no.
Okay, he didn't have... I thought he maybe got out a little bit more, but... You can see how it kind of opens up over here a little bit. Yeah, see, that's like the cool person gap.
Oh.
Oh, all right. Well, let's go. I don't know where that came from, but that was a really good shot.
Even had our catch cam guy thinking it was coming from somewhere else.
Yeah.
It's a great shot.
Mean, incredible. This is so technical for a backhand because you got to finesse it through 2 different tree gaps, and I mean, that's asking a lot.
Yeah. He's going to be well short, but should be a par at worst as he just kind of gives this a half bid probably.
I know, at this point he's probably like, get me the heck out of here.
Yeah, not the round he wanted. And considering he, with his putting woes today, he took the double on 9, took a bogey on 16, took a bogey on, I think it was 2 or whatever it was earlier in the round as well, or 3. It was on 3. So he has 5 strokes you get back, and it'd be pretty similar to what he shot in round 1. Yeah. It's just the putting today. Either the wind got him a little bit or whatever it was.
You can see through the banner to the left of your screen that there's definitely some wind out there. Oh, it just didn't come back. It looked good the whole way. It just didn't finish in time.
Oh, he's upset.
Yeah, there's always kind of a left to right wind on this hole. And Luke, with arguably the worst drive of all the guys, has just an absolute tap in. I honestly don't even know what he did with that second shot. I'm completely baffled.
Yeah. Sometimes the special ones make special plays.
Yeah.
Oh,
so now he picks up a stroke on 8.
Yeah,
so he brings it within 3.
Yep, that's the big story there, is that he gets within 3 of Marwede going into last day.
Takes one on Nate, and then
that's good. That's
a very angry put in the basket there
from Marwede.
Yeah.
Let's take a look real quick at the conclusion of our round 2 here. The scores and standings. Luke 25, Marwede at 28. Very clean on the back 9 there. Not course record, but looking at our leaderboard, yeah, you were absolutely right. Tim Barham with a neg 13 up our leaderboard into the lead card at neg 22 overall. He's going to be pushing Nate and Luke for that second place position. Ben Mast, you talked about him earlier, is right behind him along with Nicholas Gill. They're still in the hunt, looking to finish with the podium, and we're going to see how this breaks down on our final round. Thanks to our Patreon supporters. If you haven't already checked us out, please do. Helps us get more coverage out every year, and make sure you subscribe.